Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Today I'm going to be going over the debate that XQC had with Ethan from H3H3. This is a video about fair use, but also mainly about reactions, which is something that I do. And it's also about transformative reactions, not just sitting there and reacting to something, adding your opinion to it so you can transform the video. At least under the guide of fair use, is transformative content. I'm going to try to do that for Ethan's sake, because that's the point that he's going to be disputing in this debate. So, alright, let's get to it.
You have to mirror yourself pretty much, but otherwise it's fine.
All right, I guess we'll just get started. Sorry about that.
Don't about it. That's fine. Let's just pretend like it's not there.
So I just want to say, first off, like I was saying, thank you for doing this. I think it's an important conversation to have, and I think you're the right person to talk to about it. Simply because yes. I feel, and I think you would agree with this premise, that you push the fair use value, or apparently you don't even care about fair use at all. And I don't want to put words on your mouth, so you can correct me where I'm wrong. But you seem to not care about it, or at least you push it as far as it can go. So you seem like the right person to talk about it with.
Okay, so I think there's 3 points to that. I don't want to get too debatey yet, but basically, I think
too debatey, bro.
I value a good life product, right? 1, 2. I think I'm the right guy because I do a lot of it. I do good reacts, bad reacts, but overall I do a high density of reacts. I do a lot of it. But on top of that, against popular belief, I guess these days, I ask for permission a lot, and I try to make an ecosystem where things are good.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so his 3 points are basically, starting right away, is that he wants to put out a good product, meaning that he wants his reactions to be, ideally, good reactions. It's a good product that is transformative from, just watching a video and saying nothing. 2, he acknowledges that he puts out good and bad reactions, meaning that some are more transformative than others. Mind you, there's a huge difference between doing reactions in Twitch and putting them later on YouTube. YouTube tends to be more strict about that, and YouTubers tend to gatekeep YouTube way more than people do on Twitch. And his 3rd point was that he asked for permission. All right, let's continue.
The main point. Yeah.
Okay, so that's all fair. That's all good. I want to make one. I guess I want to make one thing clear at the top, is that I want to focus on the YouTube uploads, because the Twitch streaming itself, I feel like, is too much of a gray zone.
Exactly.
Standard. I would be less. I would be more hesitant to call what happens on Twitch a violation of any kind. So I just want to focus on what you upload to your YouTube channel. Is that okay?
It's good to be specific like that.
Okay, so that's gonna be a yes and a no, because I truly believe that Twitch is somewhat of a competitor on VODs. If Twitch didn't have VODs, then that'd be wrong. That'd be right. But Twitch has VODs, and all the VODs stay up. When people react, they leave the VODs up. It's quite the same thing as being able to watch or listen to music on stuff that remains in the VOD.
Okay, that's true, but just for this conversation, I just want to focus on, because like from a legal perspective, and I know you don't really care about the legality of it, and that's fine.
He doesn't.
I just want to focus on like the YouTube videos as they stand as like a product. I understand that the VODs.
See, he's making a good point. Ethan right away is way more prepared than XQC, because it's true when it comes to judging the content in YouTube and on Twitch, it's way different, right? On a Twitch stream, you're streaming for like 6 hours, 12 hours. You watch a video for like 6 minutes. You might not be prompted to talk much about the video. Just watch it there with your audience and you're watching along, and that's fine. But on YouTube, when you make a reaction to something, you have to add your input to it to make it more transformative. You have to talk about it. You have to express your opinions on it. On YouTube, a reaction is like a single video. On stream, on Twitch, it's just like a thing that you do between a 12-hour stream. You know what I mean? So you have to really judge it differently.
Are on Twitch, and that would create an inherent problem as well. But just for the sake of the conversation, to keep things clean and keep us from getting too messy, that's my focus, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
So I guess my first question for you to start is that, do you think your work is transformative? Of course, that's one of the main tenets of fair use. Do you think your work is transformative?
Yes.
You do?
Yep.
Wait.
Here, I mean, okay, because I was watching you yesterday, and here you said it's absolutely not transformative. Here it is.
You do, okay, that's totally fine. But do you agree that you've created non-transformative reactions?
100%, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We've agreed.
So here you say you've 100% made non-transformative reactions. Did you change your mind?
No,
Bruh.
I didn't turn mine.
Bruh. This is such a weak gotcha moment for Ethan, though. Because you can argue that Ethan himself has made non-transformative reactions. It really do varies from reaction to reaction. You have to kind of analyze each reaction by itself to really come to that conclusion.
Nevers are really bad because I think we all have stuff that is not transformative. If you do a full-on yes or no, I just kind of like play with the question, and that was kind of like.
So, but your work is not fully transformative. Some of it is not, by your own admission.
Yeah, some of it is less reacted. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So in that regard, do you care at all about like IP or copyright, or like the fact that it's illegal? Does that matter? That it might be illegal, does that matter to you?
No.
It doesn't matter.
At least he's
it
honest.
Flat out doesn't, because.
Well, that's fair. That's totally fair. And so because it doesn't matter to you, I don't think there's any point to really even discuss.
Well, I can elaborate a little bit.
Go ahead, please.
And open the door a tiny bit, just to give you a general angle. I truly believe that usually the people that enforce it are the ones that have a problem with it, right? The problem with the nature of the content itself. Because in terms of legality, right? Technically, if I'm playing some Telltale game, well, I mean, they could take me down anytime they want, right? Because that's their game, and I'm yoinking their stuff. Right? So legality-wise, they could clap me for everything I've got, but for just playing their game.
Sure, yeah. But obviously, well, so fair use is decided on a case-by-case basis by a judge or jury.
Exactly.
So it's hard to do big sweeping generalizations.
And not only that is measured by degrees. It's not measured by like a black and white standard. You know what I mean? If you're playing a game, for example, which is XQC argument in this case, if you're playing a game, you could argue that yes, you're basically using the game as content. You know what I mean? But when it becomes transformative is what you add to it. If you add like a lot of humor to it, if you add like a lot of edits to it, if you add like, if people are watching for the game and for your personality, that's very easy to argue that it's transformative content. And most content in the internet is derivative. You know what I mean? It's covering something else that happened in the internet, just like this video, you know?
About what is and what isn't. But ultimately, if I understand your position, you don't really care about the legality of it. You're more like concerned with the philosophical thoughts of like reacting to content.
The limitations of that is that I care enough about it to where it affects me, right? So I have to care because it's the legality of it, right? Like if somebody wants to strike down, wants to send out a claim, whatever, well, I have to act on that, right? So whether I care or not, that will happen,
Right.
And it happens all the time. Except I like to create an environment where I engage with people and content that are not going to do that, because they believe in the mutually beneficial nature of the interaction, such as video games. Even though the video games could strike me and that they want for just playing their game on my stream.
Right. Right. And so, okay. So I think my point is that we can kind of skip this whole conversation and move on to the, because I think we both agree, if we did a fair use analysis, and you admit that when you says it's not transformative, that a lot of the stuff you do would fail the fair use test.
At least on YouTube.
So we're on the same page. Yeah.
And also a lot of your stuff too, so we're in the same boat pretty much.
Probably not as much. No.
So I did a little stats. Maybe you don't want to hear it, or because you want to gonna la la la. But by density of content, with how much you upload as a person, as a channel, I upload this much, right? Overall, because I have a lot of runtime, you upload about this much. If you were to break down the percentage of non-transformative content, your ratio is almost higher as mine.
I have no idea what you're trying to say right now. You're
Well,
gonna have to unpack that more.
Oh,
I don't
please,
understand
Ethan,
this
don't
much
play
now.
stupid.
You're gonna have to explain that.
He's
a
telling
little.
you to do the same
None of you
thing.
upload on YouTube and on your channels, right? The things
Which
that
he
are
does.
on YouTube because you don't want to do Twitch.
Talking
right?
about my podcast.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, especially on his
The stuff that
podcast.
you upload, right? The stuff that you control and upload.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
So overall, if you add all the content you put out there, right? I have about that much because it's a lot of runtime. It's a lot.
I have
of
no
view-
fucking idea what you're talking about. Do you have proof of that? Like you're just saying that
Okay.
much, this much. That seems a little silly.
I have one of the highest runtime across the internet in terms of like putting out content.
Oh, but fair
Literally.
use doesn't have to do with how long your stream is. It has to do with your commentary on the video. If
Absolutely.
your stream is 12 hours long and you're reacting to an 8-minute video, it doesn't matter. It matters what you said about the 8-minute video. It doesn't matter how.
This matters under the context that if you're gonna put it on YouTube, which is really important, right? Because again, if you're doing it on Twitch, people don't frown upon that. You know what I mean? But on YouTube, people often frown upon that. You putting like a reaction that you did on your Twitch stream, which wasn't very engaging, it wasn't transformative at all. It's just a clip from your stream, and you upload it to YouTube as a reaction. It's consumed on YouTube as like this compartmentalized thing that it's supposed to be like a YouTube reaction. It's supposed to meet the standards of a YouTube reaction. It's not judged by the standards of a Twitch reaction. So this point from XQC doesn't really matter, and it doesn't really matter how much he explains it because it doesn't fall under the context.
How long you stream for? So I don't understand your point.
So if you let me elaborate on my point instead of breaking the semantics, right? Because you could
Not
went
semantics.
against.
That's how fair
Well,
use works.
Okay, we're not even talking about the nature of the content yet. Fuck the content. It could be a blank.
Hold on, just to be clear, you said you don't do fair use, but I don't also. So we're talking about fair use, just to be clear, right?
Okay. Let's reel back a little bit and stop being stupid for a minute and just kind of like listen. Okay.
I'm listening.
You said that I upload non-transformative content. Yes, you said that.
You said that too, but yes.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%, yeah. And I said that you do too, right? And I'm not saying, so you would say, oh, but dude, it's like a U2 double fault fallacy, right? But in the instance where you try to take the high road and say, well, I don't do this, guys, well, you do. And my next point is that in amount of content that you upload, you're non-reactive, there's actually quite a lot
I
of it.
don't know what that means. You have to stop saying that. It doesn't mean anything. You're just saying stuff.
Well, I'm saying that
You're just doing this. You do a lot of this and this. There's no stats. There's no data. I don't even know what you're referring
Yeah, you need
to.
at this point you
I
just
mean,
need proof, bro.
If you want to talk
Just
about
show your
stats and
proof.
data, there's one specific video that I just analyzed, just picked one out of the lot. A rapper who got a $20 Anne Frank tattoo. This is a let me just read off some stats, and you can tell me if mine matches up or is worse. So this is a video uploaded to your channel 10 days ago. A rapper who got a 10-minute Anne Frank, a $20 Anne Frank face tattoo. Okay, so the original video's runtime is 9 minutes and 13 seconds. Oh, sorry, no. The original video is 8 minutes 33 seconds. Okay, the video here that you uploaded is 9 minutes 13 seconds. That means you added 40 seconds to an 8.5-minute video, adding 7.8% runtime. Actually, I even did you a favor. I condensed all of your commentary on this specific video into just a short video because it's only 40 seconds. So I'll show this. Well, this is important because what you say, the commentary does matter. Because
before you finish, let me go. So you're about to prove me right. I said I do non-transformative dog shit, and you're about to show me non-transformative dog shit.
Okay, fair. So I don't have to show it to you.
I mean, you'll go clap me because I mean I just said I did that.
Okay.
That's like saying I'm white and I'm on camera.
Well, you said that yours is more transformative than mine, so I don't understand the.
He didn't say that,
point I'm
Ethan.
trying to make.
Now that you've brought that up, I mean,
Dude, Ethan is already, even from the beginning, all right? He's been trying to just play the gotcha game. I gotcha with this. And to be fair, though, Ethan is prepared because he's the one on the attack. XQC so far hasn't seemed to be prepared. Although maybe he has proof of Ethan doing the same thing. But XQC never said that his content is more transformative than Ethan. He never said that. Ethan is just playing words games, you know what I mean, at this point. He's just trying to prove. XQC is just saying that Ethan does it too, which he does.
Sure, let's take
Well, hold on. Before you do that, let's just watch. I do think it's interesting because the commentary does matter.
Okay, do that. What? Where?
Arnold began to notice that
Music?
Arnold didn't have the best recognized as one of the
What the fuck am I watching? I mean, it's that. Hey,
tattoo was finished.
wait, that
Instant response from those who
that is
knew.
pretty good actually.
Could
What the
someone
fuck?
tell me when
That
you
guy's really good who did that.
The argument that every explained
Bro, that crowd though. Oh, is that Tana? What the fuck? Adam 22. What the
wasn't
fuck?
of interest to
But
Arnold
what did always be the
anyway,
dumbest
as he
or
only
Reddit
cared
comments?
about the abuse
I
of
guess.
patent anarchy.
I thought they had like one song. Fair enough. Hey, that's legit. Shit.
Yeah,
Well, anyway, he's like Kappa.
During the line,
He
I'm
talks
not
normally and shit. Wait,
feel good about themselves.
chat said Mutually
So
Two,
so
and that
that's
wasn't
the
even
that's
what
the
video?
entirety of the commentary you added to his 8, and I think it's even fair. And I know you don't defend yourself on this, so I guess it's kind of a moot point. But the quality of the commentary, like, you have to be commenting, analyzing, being critical of the content you're watching for it to be fair use. But that doesn't matter.
Dude.
Ethan,
That's what I'm doing right now. I guess this is fair use. You know what? I'm gonna give you right now my personal take on it. I'm kind of more on SQC side, and in terms of my own personal philosophy, I'm gonna be straight honest with you. I don't particularly see the big deal that some YouTubers make about this fair use thing or about transformative thing. In a way, it feels like self-niching because some of them, like Ethan, they don't do transformative content sometimes. You know what I mean? Even if it is sometimes. You know what I mean? But the whole point is that in a way, they do take this self-righteous of this moral grass stand on this subject and they kind of disguise it as something like, oh yeah, we do this because we care for YouTube. Not really. They do it because it's interesting to watch. It's interesting content. I don't know if I would call it drama, but in a way, it's like interesting content because you're calling somebody out for doing something that's not right. You know, why you're putting the spotlight on them. And depending on the validity of your argument against that person, it can be interesting. You know what I mean? But they hide it under this disguise like, oh no, this is the morally righteous thing to do. And I don't think most of them care. And I don't think Ethan cares, honestly, to that event. But he takes that position, which to me seems like a little bit snaky. XQC, on the other hand, tends to be way more honest about his approach. You know what I mean? But like I said, personally, this is like a personal thing. I wouldn't call out any other YouTuber for like their content not being transformative enough. I don't care to gatekeep YouTube in such a way. You know what I mean? It does have its negative outbacks when you think about it. But I do personally myself try to make it transformative. I just don't care about imposing that, that kind of mindset on other people on the internet.
I think you're right. I think you got me. So I think instead, I think we should get an example, one of your examples then.
Sure.
Yeah, bro.
Let's
Bring
get
the
one
proof.
example that show me the guidelines. What I should do to react. How do I post that in chat? Can I post this right here? Click on that. So instead of having my example of it, I think we should use yours instead, so I could learn how to be a better creator. How about you click on that?
Good idea. I'd love to check it out. Oh, I have to open it. Okay, I'll open it.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
1 second here. So yeah, you uploaded to your XQC clips channel. You uploaded 5.
You'll see.
Dude, you
Send
uploaded
it.
5. Well, I just want to explain it. You uploaded 5 clips. Or wait, shit. You upload on this channel so fucking
just
much.
play it. So when it was my turn, you played my clip. When it's your turn, you don't play the clip and you just comment before seeing it.
No,
How
I'm
about you
setting it
just
up for you. I'm gonna play. I'm opening it. Here, sorry. So here it is. Here's one of them from your channel.
1.2 million views and 6.
Now, is it okay if we watch this one? Ethan shows XQC how transformative reactions are done. Number 4. This is the one you
Sure.
uploaded. Yeah.
Number 4 works. Oh, number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3,
65
4. They're all good. So here it is. So you can.
Hours? Okay, King.
Jesus.
Finally over. Logan Paul
Do you notice a problem already, Felix? There's a cut here.
Okay, King.
Jesus.
Why is there a cut there?
Huh?
Yeah, there's a cut here.
So whenever you play my video, did I say, "Wait, Ethan? I think I've seen something on the screen right there. Is that a dead pixel? Is that just play the fucking video, bro? Jesus Christ."
Okay, but it undermines your argument if you're showing an edited clip. If you're cutting out my commentary and then trying to say you do fair use, this seems a little silly. But I'll play it. I'll play it.
Play the video.
Jesus.
finally over. Logan Paul apologized.
CoffeeZilla, your slang is. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, more like an internet criminal.
Yeah, so there you see Ethan at the right bottom, not really adding anything.
They're like a moron. Look at this idiot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not high effort.
No. This is
editing
like
is not
that.
high effort.
I mean, hold on. Here,
Hold on,
let me
wait a
get a
second. That's
taste
not
of
it
this.
either.
He didn't talk about it. He's literally just sitting there quietly for the first 30 seconds. You should sue him. Fuck you, XQC, you beef bitch.
Turns out it's actually on his secondary channel.
I'll play the whole thing. Just let me know when to stop. If you want me to.
It's entitled "Thank
introductory
You,
statement.
CoffeeZilla." It's the third
They
response.
could
are
sue
no
you,
longer
and they
being
would,
circulated.
and they would be right to sue you. I think they would be in the right.
I think so.
Thank you.
Paul, and it's a pretty big change in Logan's attitude so far. So let's see what he has to say to us.
CoffeeZilla is not a criminal.
Oh,
I
that's
wonder what
really,
Ethan has to say, to be
was
honest.
going to hire me.
What? Do you want to keep watching?
I'm just wondering, because the guy says, I wonder what he has to say. I wonder what you have to say about this, because I'm
Okay.
watching you, and you haven't said shit yet, so I mean...
Well, well, you told me to let the clip play. Do you want me to let the clip play, or do you want me to interrupt it? You got to choose a lane.
I was trying to be creative with it, and kind of do commentary at the same time, and I was asking the old Ethan, the guy that's morally above everybody, high-roading, to react to it, but he's not saying shit, so there's like a problem with it.
Do you want me to keep playing it, or have you seen it?
Keep going.
Okay, cool.
But in all seriousness, this video
That's a good one right there, boy.
does have some major admissions in it I want to go through. For one, Logan apologizes to me.
I called him. I apologized.
My criticism of him right now is that he uploaded this to YouTube. Because I understand the nature of live streaming. It goes on, but I'm going to tell you, I find it really interesting that you think this is compelling. This is actually, first of all, there's so many cuts in it. It's not persuasive at all.
Ethan is
What
coping.
I do want to ask you about is why you cut out the beginning of the segment when I talked about it. Here's when I set up the video. Here it is. And again, the framing, what you say after is really important. So here's how that clip starts, Felix, which you cut out for some reason. Yeah, so Logan made a video after he got absolutely bodied for his response, where he's like, "I'm gonna sue you. This is bullshit. You're Why did you cut
Oh
this?
shit!
So is that a pre-act? Is that like
Oh yeah, it's part of the same clip. You just went in and took out like 30-second slices from it.
So basically what you're saying is that you're going to the bar, right? And this part is like where you get in and where you get like a beer or something like that, right? And the rest of it, you just fucking say, basically it's like the intro. So if you put an intro, you're good. You say, guys, I have a video today, guys.
And you don't understand how fair use works, and that's fine. But I don't know why you want to debate fair use when you don't care about it. Yes, what you say in the beginning matters, bro. You're analyzing, I'm contextualizing, I'm criticizing, I'm analyzing it. That's what fair use.
He's kind of right. See, that's part of the problem in this debate, is that XQC is trying to approach this in a very black and white situation, and Ethan is not. Because the way we judge this, especially on YouTube, it has to do with a lot of nuance. It has to do with a lot of context to it. You know what I mean? So he's saying it does matter if you make an intro, and it does matter if you talk about it while it's happening, and it does matter if you talk about it after. All of that matters. XQC is like, oh, so if you add a little intro, it doesn't matter if you don't react? Like, dude, that's not a good point. That point only takes you so far. You know what I mean? It's just like calling him a hypocrite. That point has some validity to it. It's a very surface point. You know what I mean? It's not going to get you out of the argument. It's not going to give you an instant W on the argument. The argument goes deeper than that. Anything realizes that.
Use is. I'm transforming it. I'm not just sitting there and the audience isn't just watching the video while, you know, you do get up and go to the bathroom a lot.
So does
show
Hassan,
and
bro.
that you want to
Although
do.
he
But
chewed
that's-
out
but it's
Hassan
fine 'cause
for
you
it.
don't care about it. But for you to think that this is
so
proof,
you use me as an example for your identity. This is what you're saying.
Felix, I don't. Do you think this clip is compelling? Do you see what I'm saying? That this example is really dishonest?
Okay, so in that clip, my editor edited your own words saying it.
Oh, can
Look
I
at
ask you
him.
something? Your editor did this. Have you watched it?
Well, yeah, I watched it like you just did.
Oh, you
yeah.
did. Oh, you just
So-
watched it for the first time.
So the cuts are.
Have you watched the unedited version on my podcast?
Yeah, it's
Okay. So
the
then
cuts
why
are-
was this removed?
If you don't let me talk, I mean, we're not gonna have a conversation.
Well, I
You wanna
just
have a-
want to get. I just want to get to the
He's
point.
asking
you know what I mean? 'Cause
good
I don't wanna
questions.
deflect. I want to know why you cut this part.
Then when you ask a question, you have to wait for me to answer. Otherwise, it's not gonna work.
And you said, okay, go ahead, please.
Because
I
you asked a
apologize.
question, you did 3 times. That's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so there's 4 of them out of many of them, by the way. We only uploaded 4 because we didn't want you to go crazy with the DMCA stuff. Basically, it's pretty much a lot of it is spliced and it's back to back. So yeah, there is a cut, but it goes
so-
it's like you're pausing a video, but it's the same thing. You go in stretch of the 2.5, 3
You
minutes.
haven't
without
proven
talking.
that.
Bro, XQC doesn't get it. He's arguing the wrong point. It's not about that you edited a bit. That's fine. That you kind of edited a bit, I guess, for the sake of time's sake, you know, to get your point across. That Ethan does it too. But what Ethan is saying is actually crucial. He's saying that you're consciously cutting out the part, the beginning, or maybe the end of the video too, after he reacts to it. You're consciously cutting out those parts, and that's the part that makes my content transformative, unlike yours. That's the dishonest part he's talking about. You know what I mean? XQC is not really addressing that. He's just saying that, oh no, I shortened it up, you know, for time's sake. That's not the point.
Well, here's what I will say.
Well, go to get another one. Go get the one from Meat Canyon. That one is you.
Okay.
Listen,
Yeah, go ahead.
You combo mustache twiddling, hair, and neck skin, and you do like this.
Yeah.
And you
He's my-
have all sorts of things, and that's major react, bro. I've
So-
you.
Right.
That's
No, you're right.
transformative.
You're right.
That's insane.
You understand this concept because you talk about it all the time. Meat Canyon is my friend who gave me permission to react.
Oh, so it's about permission then. So
That's
now
a weak
I-
point, though.
Well,
So
hold
we-
on. It is. Hold on. Before we move on, I just want to make it clear that when you're accusing me of not adding enough commentary, that you did upload a clip that's deceptively edited, and I mean, frankly, dishonest. Why did you cut this
It
beginning
is.
part?
Okay, so Ethan.
Why did you cut this?
Unfortunately, the problem that I have right now is that you're saying that now, and you're saying all this whatever, right? But it's quite literally you in the video that's edited that says
Dude,
you're sitting
there's
there.
cuts in it. It does. It's not the video. How is if there's cuts in it? How is that a representation of my analysis?
All right, then examine Exhibit B, the Meat Canyon one. Then
I already
Don't
told
believe-
you I had permission.
Okay.
So why do I
now-
need to look at that?
So now it's about permission. All
That
I'm
is one
saying,
aspect, yeah.
in the video you're trashing me, you say he's sitting there for 40 seconds without talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of your major concerns or criticism. It's why it's highlighted so much in the video. But that's a big hit you do at me. And I'm going to show examples of you multiple times where you go not only 40 seconds, you go 2 minutes
So here's-
without talking.
so-
So then,
Right.
I don't have to argue against you. You have to argue against yourself because these are your own words.
Well,
You get to watch your own video.
so here's what
No?
I'll say about that.
No.
You're right, because the 40-second thing is not a good analysis. That wasn't a good thing I said, because when you're considering fair use, you
Take it back,
consider
take
it
it
in the
back.
totality of it.
Take it back.
No, you still are a content thief, in my opinion.
Take it back.
No, why would I take it back?
Because if you're going to reel it back and say,
I just said
it
that
was
wasn't a
wrong-
good analytical point. I still think.
Well, the main difference is this. Actually, both of them show edited videos because Ethan did show an edited video of like 40 seconds to kind of like slam XQC to see like, this is what you brought to the reaction, bro. 40 seconds of like, what? Damn, that was nice. That's the only thing that you added. But at least his point is concise and it goes straight to that point. So even though he did edit like a 40-second kind of gotcha video, he didn't edit out parts where XQC actually provided an example of transformative content. Well, on the other hand, XQC's proof did edit out parts where Ethan was trying to make it transformative content.
You're a content thief.
Okay, but so take back what you said then.
Why? I believe it. I know I am. I apologize for the 40-second thing. I don't think it was a good analysis.
Okay. You want to go with the other comments that you made or not?
Huh?
You want to go with the other comments that you made or not?
Which
'Cause
comment?
We could go through all of them. Because you're wrong. You're wrong across the board. Every behavior you call me out on, you have done in those videos.
Okay, if you say so. But why? Do you want to? Okay, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Why does that matter? Why does that matter?
Okay, because earlier you said, do you care about this all the time? Not all the time? And I gave you an answer. You were like, got him. He said it. He said not all the time. When you seem to be the guy who doesn't do any stealing or thieving, and I have 4 examples right there. And
you did not show an example.
Well, then get another one then.
Well, that's not my job. You're the one that's trying to prove it. Why the fuck should I go pursue and try to prove I don't do fair use? That seems stupid.
Right, that seems like that's exactly what you guys have been doing on Twitter and whatnot, right? That's your whole concern.
Yeah, I'm showing stuff about you and not telling you to go find a video of yourself not doing fair use. That's
Jesus Christ.
So you said,
dude, the thing is, XQC does have some points, but I guess they're kind of surface level points. While Ethan has, you can tell he's more prepared for this debate. He came more prepared than XQC, and it's just like Ethan just told them, dude. You want me to look examples that prove your point, XQC? You want me to do the job for you because you didn't come prepared for this debate, and all you came prepared was like with an edited video from your editor that doesn't really help you, that he debunked kind of right away. I don't know. I mean, dude, like I said, my personal philosophy aligns more with XQC. And if I'm being totally honest, I think I like XQC a bit more than I like Ethan, because Ethan, here's a problem with Ethan. I used to watch H3H3 a lot, and I think Ethan is fine. I got like a love-hate relationship with him. But here's the thing, though, which is something that I acknowledge. Ethan is a more complex individual than I would say XQC is. And when you're dealing with more complex individuals, they're harder to swallow. They have contrast in their personality. They're more complex. They can be, like XQC said, a bit of hypocrites, right? So when you analyze a complex individual through like a very simplified lens, you can find a lot of things wrong with them. And in that sense, Ethan, for me, is harder to swallow. And I do have my own personal grudges with him, but I'm not going to go into that. Maybe I will, I don't know. But that's one of the main reasons. Like, if you compare with XQC is like more... Jesus, I don't want to call him... he's kind of like an airhead. I'm not going to lie. I like XQC, but he's kind of like an airhead. You know what I mean? And it's easier to digest and to understand somebody like that, because we can break down a character of a person like that way more simple. You know what I mean? So it's easier in our brains to understand an airhead than to understand an individual who's more complex. Which, in a way, maybe this is part of another tangent, is why the internet just likes dumb people.
Right?
Yeah.
Show me one.
I just did with the Anne Frank one. You did 44 seconds of commentary on an 8-minute, 30-second video where you offered no critical analysis.
And do you know if I have permission?
Did you have permission for that?
Yeah, maybe I didn't.
So why don't you tell me? Why won't you tell me? Did you or didn't you?
That's not a good point for Ethan anyway. Ethan is like, okay, if I have permission from the creator, I don't have to make it transformative. In a way, you can attack that argument that way, because that's kind of what he's implying. I have permission from the creator, so in that case, I didn't really have to try much. I didn't really have to make it transformative. And that's implying that the only reason that you make transformative content is for the sake of the creators that you're reacting to, instead of the sake of the viewers, or instead of the sake of like how things are done in the YouTube platform. He's reducing it to like, okay, if I have permission from the creator, I don't have to try hard at all. You know what I mean? Which I don't think is a good point. It's kind of like a weak point from Ethan.
There now.
It's not a goalpost. It's just another facet of the conversation.
No, it is a goalpost. It is kind of.
It quite literally is when you make it a goalpost.
Okay, I do want to talk about the permission thing, okay?
There you
but
go.
I just want to, I do want to say one thing. In my career, in my 10 years of career, I'm sure that there's been times where I've done a less good job of reacting fairly to content. I'm sure of it, right? And
So
that's
you were Ethan. So you were Ethan, you're not anymore.
And that's something I acknowledge and something that I'm always working on and analyzing and thinking how I can do it better. It's something I really care about. And the reason why this conversation is interesting is because it's something that you don't care about. And I'd like to know, I'd like to understand that. But are you saying, have I ever done a bad reaction in my whole career? Yeah, yes, probably, almost certainly.
So then, would you agree to
So yeah, at this point, Ethan is admitting the same thing as QC did. Some of my reactions are not as transformative as others. That's basically what Ethan admitted. Now, when you add a caveat to it, which is what Ethan is doing, which is like, I'm aware of that, and I'm trying to better myself, which is something that, I don't particularly buy, from Ethan. But it is a good point to bring in the argument, because it shows that you're at least aware of it, and that you're trying to change it. While the other person, if the other person's stand is that they don't care about it, you kind of have the upper hand just by pretending that you care about it. You know what I mean? It's a sneaky tactic for the sake of the argument, because I personally don't think that Ethan cares that much. I think he cares when, people brought it up. People bring it up. You know what I mean? But if people don't bring it up, I don't think he would care.
But I just want to, I do want to say one thing. In my career, in my 10 years of career, I'm sure that there's been times where I've done a less good job of reacting fairly to content. I'm sure of it, right? And
so you were Ethan. So you were Ethan, you're not anymore.
And that's something I acknowledge and something that I'm always working on and analyzing and thinking how I can do it better. It's something I really care about. And the reason why this conversation is interesting is because it's something that you don't care about. And I'd like to know, I'd like to understand that. But are you saying, have I ever done a bad reaction in my whole career? Yeah, yes, probably, almost certainly.
So then, would you agree that old Ethan, or not too old Ethan, is a thief, sack of dog shit motherfucker?
Sure, yeah. In those, if that's what happened in that time, sure, I was a dog shit, sack, loot, whatever the fuck you said.
Have you made any efforts to repair the damage or the things that you've stolen from the people that you thieved from?
Well, again, I don't have specific examples. There's nobody that's approached me, so you know.
Have you taken accountability the same way you want me to take accountability publicly for that?
I just did, didn't I?
Not really.
Why not? I just said, yeah, I've probably done that. What do you want me to do?
You're going to rob a bunch of people and say, guys, I might have robbed somebody. Lol. Moving on. I mean, it seems like kind of a cop-out, to be honest.
Well, it's not like going in a store and sticking somebody up. Fair use is interpreted by a judge or jury.
So is it thief or is it not thief? Because the way I see it,
the way you do it, I think is theft.
When you steal something from somebody, right? There's gonna be a process of like finding who's guilty, how much, and there's a whole process behind it, like the legal system is. Just like, I mean, don't you care about the legal system? You seem to care about DMC a lot, right? So being a thief, surely you're gonna care about that a lot. So did you damage them? Did you talk to them? Did you make an apology?
I don't know who the victims are or if there are any. All right, let's move on. We're talking in circles a little bit. We want to talk about the permission thing?
Bro.
Sure, I mean, so what you're doing is running away pretty much. We're not running in circles.
No.
We're not running in a direction and you're going straight forward. That's what's going on right now.
That's clearly not the case, but
Gotcha.
I will just let it be.
This is why Ethan is a snake, dude. He's a snake.
Gotcha. Keep going,
but yeah, you do it every single day. I mean, I've done it maybe a few times in my career. I've done, and again, I don't know who the victims are, and if they come, or nobody's ever come to me. Has anyone?
This is the thing about this debate. Since it's been stipulated that both of them do it, this has become a debate of who's the lesser of two evils. You know what I mean? Who does it less? Who does more transformative work? And honestly, Ethan wins. If that's the new goalpost, like they say, if that's really the whole point of this debate, because both of them are guilty in a way. It's just to see who's less guilty. Ethan is less guilty. He is. Honestly, if you watch H3H3, even with his podcast, it is way more transformative than XQC is.
Anyone ever complained that you stole their videos?
Anybody that has
anybody ever?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Okay, because nobody's ever complained to me about that.
Oh, so now you care
this guy with the gotchas.
Right?
Well,
and if they didn't tell me, well, you know what? We're chilling.
You're saying the victim of the crime doesn't matter?
Which is exactly what you went after me with.
Does the victim of a crime not matter?
Well, he's asking after the fact that it's the exact argument that you went.
You see the contrast that I mentioned before? How about how SQC is just more honest, more like a simple kind of guy, more straight to the point, and Ethan is way more snaky because he's more complex. I would say you can. I'm gonna say complex being charitable to him, but you can say he's just more wily or more like shady or more like cunning than SQC is. You know why SQC tries to be like a real, I'm just honest, bro. He's just like an honest bro type of dude.
That's perfect. Have you heard of a guy named Vince Vintage? You reacted to 2 of his videos. This one was from a month ago. You remember this video? Disappearance of FBI's most wanted 16-year-old. XQC reacts. This is from a month ago.
That was 2.5 months, 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay, perfect. So it was very recent. So would you consider this guy a small creator? He doesn't have a lot of subs. In fact, here's his original video.
I can't see that well.
400,000. Well, that's not small, but anyway, you did this recently. Do you know who that guy is?
Yes.
Okay. Why didn't you ask him for permission?
I don't know. Did he complain? Because at this point, I don't know if I have a victim, right? I don't know, so I didn't do.
Well, you do actually. And what's funny is I literally just reached out to one random person from your recent reacts, just one, who followed me. Because I knew
it's just one. It was only one, for sure.
Yeah. No, I swear to God.
So you went to ask, are you a victim, by the way?
Hold on. This is important. This is important for you to understand. So I reached out to Vince Vintage, and I said, hey, I'm just curious, did XQC get permission? And I'm going to read you the message he sent me, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
He said, really appreciate you reaching out, Ethan. I've never been contacted by XQC at all for any of my Iraq videos. My personal take is this. I love big streamers watching, like XQC, Hassan, Mizkif, Moist Critical, watching my videos on their stream. It's a big ego boost. But when XQC does it, it's different. When he watches my video, he always re-uploads the whole thing on his YouTube channel with his insightful commentary as, wow, chat, isn't this crazy? Compared to when Hassan watched my stuff, he shouted me out, and he says he loves my stuff, and he sent a bunch of subscribers to my channel. A fair exchange. Here's a video. He showed me a video of Hassan doing that. And then he said, XQC, he really just steals my shit. Entertains his audience of hundreds of hours I put into my videos while I get just a link in the YouTube description. The problem isn't the reacting, it's the re-uploading of my video with his face on the thumbnail, and also, and I don't DMCA him because I don't want the Twitter drama.
Oh, he doesn't want the Twitter drama.
Wait, why are you? Well, hold on. This guy says you stole his shit. Why are you denigrating that? I think you should take this seriously.
Oh, I mean, that's a paid actor, 100%.
Wait, what? What did you say?
He's a paid actor.
Oh, it's a paid actor.
He's a paid actor.
Dude, that's because he's so honest.
Okay, well, just assume for the sake of the conversation that he's not a paid actor.
Okay, okay. So the first guy you react, right? The first guy you send a message to sends you a paragraph looks like the Bible, right? And is stroking your ego out. Well, you know what? That's okay. I'll bite, no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's really cool about this, right, is that we can make that type of interaction to have with this person and make it 10 times better for our ecosystem, right? Of what I watch, what I upload. If he had asked, he doesn't have to. He can use the DMCA system, and maybe there will be Twitter drama or not. We never make drama for DMCA stuff. But then
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Why are you not responding to his accusation? He says you're stealing his shit.
Let me elaborate.
I don't know. Okay.
Let me elaborate then. He would be a data outlier, a person who doesn't like it, and we can either recurve that, make it better, and I will de-damage him for every dollar that he has lost to me, right? If he had analytics to back up how much the video on YouTube cannibalized his, or any sort of damaging data or stats behind it, I would be more than happy to give him 10x whatever damage was
caused. Okay, good. He'll reach out. Have you ever paid anybody 10x before? Has that ever happened?
We have de-damaged people before. Whenever it arises,
how many times does it happen?
I will have to check with editor, but
not a lot. I'd assume not a lot of people do that.
Oh, okay. So the amount really is what you're looking at then.
No, just the amount of times that people actually take you up on that. Because what you're saying is, I'm going to steal your stuff, and I don't care if you have a problem with it. You can come talk to me. Like, that's not your right. Shouldn't you apologize to Vince?
Oh, bro.
Oh, yes, I apologize.
It's not his job to come ask you for reparations for you stealing from him. Don't you understand that?
So what you're saying is that you went digging for victims that
I literally messaged one dude.
Okay, so nobody in your production room believes
Why
that.
don't you just apologize to Vince Vintage?
I absolutely will, and I didn't get a Twitter DM. I didn't get nothing. I feel really bad. You wanna know why? Because all about the whole sphere of this, everything around it, is to make something good happen, right? And that matters
That's
to me a
such
lot.
bullshit, bro. Nice try. You literally do it to enrich yourself. You're a multi-millionaire, and you steal content from small creators, and you don't give a fuck about their rights or what they want.
Oh my god, dude, this is so loaded from Ethan. You know what I mean? Especially when he does it too. Calls XQC a multi-millionaire. Isn't Ethan a millionaire too? Like, these are such weak gotcha moments. And look at him. He pretends that he cares. And he doesn't. He really doesn't care. Right? He's like one of those guys, you know, people do this a lot in the internet. People that you know don't care. But they care enough how to take the better position of an argument. To look better. You know what I mean? Even though you know they don't care. Even though you know it's a sneaky manipulation tactic. You know it. That they don't really particularly care about that subject. They still use it to try to moralize you. Try to take the moral high ground. You know what I mean? And this is what Ethan is doing really in this debate.
And then your only justification is, oh yeah, you can come chase me down and complain and try to get my attention so I can pay you for the shit I stole. It's total bullshit, bro. Big for anyone. You're just taking attention and views for yourself, and you don't give a fuck about the consequences of that. It's not your decision to make that for other people's property.
You sound like watch out! You kind of sound like Robin Hood or something. Are you like some sort of hero or something like that? Because it seems like you do a lot of that, and you take the high road on
defense.
it. You take the high road on that. One, that's my point. You have done that. You do that.
You haven't proven that.
Well, it's all.
Okay, fine, I did it. You know what I mean? It's like so stupid. What is it?
Should it?
What does
because you can't use me as an example
Why?
for your own thing because
you keep saying that.
You're doing it.
Not proven.
You're doing it. You call me a thief piece of shit when you're doing it.
You haven't proven that. I don't know why you keep saying that.
Let me send one DM. I will, guys. I'm going to send one message, and he will automatically give me a full response right now. Give me a minute.
He's already proven it, Ethan. And you know it.
Of this message I got from Vince Vintage, which is a genuine. He was expressing himself genuinely, and he was disturbed by the way he uses content. Can I ask you another question related to Vince?
I'll take it down right now. I will take it down. If Vince wants to come in right now, send me a DM. I'll take it down right now. I will give you every penny of that, and I'll say this ecosystem
but that's
doesn't work for you.
Let me ask you a question. This is the video, and you do this all the time. You'll agree.
Yes.
You use the exact title and the exact thumbnail. The only reason for anybody to do that is to confuse search and discovery and cannibalize views from the original. That is the only reason.
Okay, this point, I don't know. This point is, I can see it from an objective standpoint, and I can see it from a personal standpoint. From an objective standpoint, he's trying to say that XQC is stealing the thumbnails of these people he's reacting to, and he's just plastering his face, and that causes confusion among the viewers, that they somehow think that, somehow get confused about which is the original content, and which one is the reaction. That he's purposely, confusing viewers by doing this kind of thing. Personally, I don't get this at all. Okay, maybe there's some validity to this, and an objective standpoint, as in like, how much viewers. There are probably some viewers that do get tricked by this, but personally, I don't see it at all, because honestly, look at the original thumbnail, and look at the thumbnail that XQC done for that video. Not even him, I probably it's his editor. You know what I mean? Look at it. It is true. It's lazy. It's lazy in the sense that that's just kind of how reactions do it. You know what I mean? How reactors do it. That some reactors put way more effort into the thumbnail. I don't put much effort into my thumbnails. Some reactors do like a very simple thumbnail like this. You know what I mean? They show the content or something, and they just plaster their face on the side of it, which is what XQC did. And you can see the title, The Disappearance of FBA Most Wanted 70-year-old. Now, XQC has the same title, but at the end it says XQC Reacts. Now, even though it's lazy, and you can call it lazy, sure, that to just do the minimum work to distinguish each thumbnail apart. I do think there's a difference between them. Look at them. XFish, like, just look at it. Okay, fine, it's lazy, but look at it. It's pretty obvious that in one of the thumbnails, it's just the original video. In the second thumbnail, you have XQC taking like half of the left screen, and then it's XQC reacts at the end. For me, how do you get confused by that? How is this not obviously a reaction from XQC to a video? You know what I mean? You understand the context of that, even if it's like lazily done. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I guess this is a point you can still frown upon.
Reason to do that.
Do you have any facts to back that up? Because I have the facts of the opposite.
Dude, it's the thumbnail and the title. Don't you see that users will be confused?
Let me tell you something.
Don't you think so?
My YouTube channel does not grow. It quite really doesn't. But your thing.
Well, that's because you just post a ton of shit there. No, you don't put any effort into it.
Okay, and why do you think that is?
Because you don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Clearly.
So, gotcha. So these are cut downs for the people that we call the YouTube frogs that are just watching my shit.
It's not your content, though. You don't get that right.
Okay, well, same goes applies to you then.
No, you haven't proven that. You keep saying that, but it doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
In this case, it doesn't apply to him, no.
Why? Now you're asking me to show you proof? Dude, you're absurd. Why is it...
Wait.
You think it's crazy? Dude, the fact that you're using the same title and the same thumbnail is so parasitic. It's so shady. You are only doing that to siphon off views and confuse people. There is no other reason for that. Why would you use the same exact title and the same exact thumbnail? Explain that to me.
So are you more upset about the title or about the content of the video itself?
Well, it's the intention, dude. It's all together. You're intentionally confusing people to click your video instead of his.
Since you're all about legality, you would understand that intention is one of the hardest things to prove out there, right?
I'm talking about philosophy. We already moved past legality. You don't care about fair use.
Yeah, no, we're gonna kind of like do.
Just answer the question, Felix.
Why
did you do that? Why did you give it the same exact title and thumbnail? Just answer that.
Oh, because I wanted to.
Why did you want to?
Oh, because I wanted to.
Why did you want to?
Because the thumbnail is good and it gives the viewer what they want.
Right.
And,
which is the original video. They want the original video.
Okay. So
they
I'll tell
still
you,
can make the
You
distinction.
don't like questions. I'm just gonna give you a fact then, right? People that don't watch React content do not get served React content. If somebody wants to watch us react it, oh, well, I thought it being cannibalistic was the problem with you. Well, is it not?
You're going to try to say that the Google algorithm is somehow running D for you? That's crazy. It's stupid.
So
it's not that stupid,
so you said
honestly.
it's cannibalistic. I give you a hint on why it's not.
Well, it's the
It's
intention.
irrelevant.
It's the intention.
Okay, so now it's it. So if you want to just keep going back.
No, Ethan. What XQC is trying to say is that viewers of React content usually can tell, because like I said, personally, I can tell that which is the original video and which one is the reaction, especially if the reactor has his face plastered like half of the screen, or if the reactor's face is just on the screen of the thumbnail, you can tell it's a reaction. And if it says it on the title in some way that like, oh, this person reacts, that's even more of an indication.
Okay, so you see no problem with this?
No.
No. Okay. And if you added 20 seconds of commentary to his video and you use the same title and the same thumbnail, you don't see any problem with that?
No.
Okay. There it is.
So it seems like
That's all you really need to
doing.
say.
So
it seems that you don't care about... It seems you don't not just care about the law. It seems like you don't care about people's artistic, creative property at all. It seems that you don't have any respect for property at all. IP, at least.
It seems like nobody, to my knowledge, has a problem with any of my videos being up right now.
But
Yeah, that's a bad point from XQC.
You could say,
Just
oh, I
admitting
found
that.
one example of you doing this back in whatever year. You're prolific thief, dude. You do this every day, multiple times a day.
Oh my God, XQC. Oh my God, dude, XQC's kind of dumb. He just gave Ethan more ammunition by completely admitting that, yeah, I don't care about that. I don't care if I have to make it transformative. Again, you just kind of went back on what you said, XQC, because you just admitted that you don't care about making it transformative. and that's been Ethan's point this whole all along. You know what I mean? And that's what this argument and debate has boiled down to: the lesser of two evils. Yeah, and Ethan does make an effort to make it more transformative. And let's not forget that Ethan went to court about this. You know, for a while back in YouTube and back a few years ago, Ethan was looked upon with great respect as this guy that was fighting another guy that struck him down for fair use, and he took it to court and they won in court. It was like it took a couple of years in court too. Ethan is the guy that kind of cemented himself as the fair use guy, the fair use YouTuber that was going to defend fair use for other YouTubers. And throughout that whole thing, the way he argued fair use, it was like it's transformative content, which is what he's trying to let XQC realize. That's what it's all about. It's how you do some little things with your comments, you share your opinion, and that makes it transformative content. And XQC is like, yeah. At the same time, he kind of acknowledges that, but at the same time, he's like, yeah, I don't care, bro. Yeah, I don't have to put in the work if I don't want to. It's just a weird point. It's a weird stand for XQC to take, especially when he kind of contradicts it. I don't know. It's